Now, your local weather with the KX Storm Team.
Hi, Lisa Heiser here. I'd like to invite you to the Blue Hawk Stampede Rodeo happening at the fairgrounds this Friday and Saturday. Hey, Tom, how will the weather be?
Isn't the weather terrific for a rodeo? Oh, that sounds like a fun time there, Lisa. And the weather is going to cooperate for the most part. And by the time the Dickinson area has a chance of snow, it'll be over, so that's good. Beautiful night in late afternoon in the Magic City right now. Want to tell you about a Skywarn presentation coming up. This one will be Monday night at 6:30 in Lansford. We are starting to get into severe weather season. It's not all that far away, so it's a good time for the whole family. You'll learn a lot. It's just a great program. I do it every year, just as a refresher course. Looking at the radar, most of the rain that has moved off to the east there, and here's the beginning of the change. That's just the beginning. Once this goes through, it's really going to be cooler for a few days. Just not as nice as what we had today. I don't see any lightning in there or anything. 64 degrees in Bismarck right now. A pretty light wind, just really low humidity. Just a terrific afternoon in Bismarck. Minus 64 degrees, a little bit breezier, but that's still nice. Humidity 24%. Williston 64 degrees, 18-mile-an-hour breeze. 27% humidity, and in Dickinson 62 degrees, a few more clouds, but still very, very nice. West breeze at 16, good rodeo weather. And looking at some of the other temperatures around the western North Dakota, 50s and 60s, but mostly 60s. This is just really nice. Now, it's going to be several days, maybe towards the end of next week before we get back into the 60s. So if you have a chance today, get out and enjoy it while you can, because it is going to change. It's not going to be terrible, but it's not going to be as pleasant as right now. Right now, we're looking at 15, 20-mile-an-hour wind. It's kind of an average. Some spots a little bit more, some a little bit west. Notice this west wind. It's a downsloping wind off the mountains in Montana, and it's kind of working its way through North Dakota. And downsloping winds compress. Compressed air warms up. If you think like you have a bicycle pump, you know, if you use it, if you grab the pump when you're done, it's warm. That's because the air is compressed. Well, the same thing happens when the air comes down the mountain. It compresses, it warms up, comes over North Dakota. We warmed up pretty nicely with that west breeze today. Didn't take a southerly breeze, took that west wind. Here's a look at the satellite and radar, and there's a little bit of rain. There it is. That's the beginning of the change right there. And I got to tell you, aren't you glad not down in Texas? This is the third day in a row they've had severe thunderstorm watches, and that's a big area of Texas. Texas is obviously a huge state. That's a big area. And then another severe thunderstorm watch in the northeast. But us, no severe weather expected, but we do have some rain chances. You can see that later on tonight we are in the chance category, not necessarily scattered or probable, so some people will see some rain. Some won't. But just don't be surprised, and it really should be wound down by tomorrow, at least early in the day. And then the odds return a little bit for a couple spots. But here we are, 7 o'clock tonight. This might be just a little bit aggressive, but not much on the timing. That might be a little heavier up in Renville County, but other than that, maybe some lightning strikes here or there. You can see by 10 o'clock tonight, kind of a band, and then it works its way through, kind of, you know, loses its oomph. Early tomorrow morning, maybe a couple of sprinkles, but during the afternoon, it looks like around I-94, give or take a few miles, might be a few sprinkles. And then once we get into Sunday, I really didn't know if I wanted to show you this, but I probably should. Yes, that's snow, unfortunately. Looks like 72 hours for Dickinson. Cooler temperatures, decent chance of precip, and it could be some snow in the morning. Williston, the odds aren't quite as high. Forecast lows tonight will be in the 30s to around 40 degrees. 40s for the high tomorrow, maybe some 50s, so it's certainly a lot cooler than today. Here's a look at the next 7 days, and yes, we have numerous chances of rain, and at night, possibly some snow. But Lauren and Chad, one of these days, I promise I'll quit talking about snow.
One of these days.
When's that going to be?
Yeah, for now, you sound like a broken record. Thanks, Tom.